Can we eat them? That I don't know. I don't know how edible aliens are. But you already super duper no practice. I did more practice, that is true. Eat what aliens? We are gonna visit my wife's family. No, oh no. Motion blur is off. Motion blur is off. That's a given. That is an actual given. So, time to pick up beer practice and catch up to you. And now you will surpass me soon. You should ask your wife if her family is edible. I mean, if I can eat my wife. You should be able to eat your wife. And you should actively eat your wife. I hope not you, Alex, not you. I know you don't like that, but I hope that if someone has a wife, that you actively eat your wife. It's important. Yes, for communication. Just a heads up for everyone on the purple side of the internet. We added no sound. No, there is no sound on the game yet. We added some words muted on the red side of the website. So on YouTube, we muted some words, especially FNAF, Five Nights at Freddy's and all of that. No redeem sound? That's weird. Let me check. That should be on, though. Blurp is on. Yes, we also block Roblox. Hamster. Wait, why those have to be muted? Because we kept getting children being like, stop playing this, play Roblox. Stop playing this, play FNAF. And I'm like, I'm too old for this. So we muted them. So yes. Motion blur disabled. This gives me okay. The team, I believe. Oh, but let me say hello, YouTube. Today we are playing UFOPHILIA from the team Jandusoft, published by Jandusoft and developed by K148 Game Studios. It released on January 29, 2016. So if you want to play the game, you can find it on Steam. Let me pin the comment. Steam. UFOPHILIA. Right now it's at 20% off. If you are so inclined and so interested. There we go. No, I don't want to reply to myself. I want to pin this. Manually unpin. And pin in here. Sorry, you're gonna see myself duplicate like 6,000 times. Sorry, everyone. Pin. Okay. Me, you got beaten by a 12-year-old. Hi. Top 10 pins, top 10. Thank you very much again, Jandusoft and K148 Game Studio for the free key on UFOPHILIA. And basically the game is, UFOs are real. Will you investigate? Believe. The truth is out there. The X-Files investigation starts now with you. UFOPHILIA is a first-person psychological horror where you play as an investigator obsessed with the UFO phenomenon, explore remote locations full of anomalies, use a specialized technology, and face the unknown. Your goal: discover which alien is present and manage to photograph it. Tan 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 tan. Each mission is random. You never know what type of alien you will encounter. But it will help if the alien... but with the help of the UFOPHILIA software, you will have all the necessary tools to search, identify, and photograph any aliens. But it won't be easy. They are watching us too. You will experience terrifying phenomena. Some aliens are aggressive, others curious, even playful. Embark on this unsettling adventure, as fascinating as it's dangerous. So we are gonna be seeing aliens. Leak those UFOs. What's wrong with all of you wanting to leak everything? Why? Why do you want to leak everything? What's your mission? Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3, Phase 4. Oh my god. There are phases to this? Okay. So we can eat them. I wonder. I wonder if we can. Okay. I have opinions on the UX and the UI. I mean, the UI is what it is, but the UX, motion blur is disabled. Do you think they taste like chicken? Like frogs taste like chicken. Using special tools will... Okay, that was fast. Important, read before playing. This video game may contain flashing lights that could trigger seizures in individuals with photosensitive epilepsy. Even those without a known history might be affected. If you experience dizziness, visual changes, twitching, or loss of consciousness, stop playing and consult a doctor. Children and teenagers are more susceptible to these effects. Play in a well-lit room and avoid playing if you are tired. Consult a doctor if you have a history of epilepsy. I have a problem with this button, but... Is everyone okay? If you have epilepsy or photosensitive issues, please. I can't even read it. Yeah. New Mexico? Game. Camera shakes. No, I don't want to. Oh, no. Head bobbing. No. Can I leak the monitor? No, you're gonna electrocute yourself. You have to be careful. Okay. Additional UI text size. What does that mean? Ooh, I know. What's the last song you sang again? It's called Hanamizuki. Hanamizuki. This. Oh. That one. Yes, you are correct. So, I don't know if you guys can see it because it's covered by the back button. Okay. This page per se, there is no issues. Me personally, I would have made this smaller and just one line here. Like use headphones for the full experience and the alien with the headphones here. But then if you think about it, this doesn't fit this retro investigation paranormal, you know. Then I don't have any problems with this in here. Not major problems. I would probably make this bigger. I personally don't have visual impairments aside from having to wear glasses, but some people might have visual problems, so making the text bigger would be good. In settings, I would keep like a title here, settings, or at least keep the same the game design critic in the beginning. So at least if we are gonna do this X-Files aspect to the whole game, which is one of the parts that interested me the most when I requested this game to the publisher, is I would have like the title here, like settings, because one, it keeps the UI in theme, what you want to present, and two, gives a reminder to the user to the page that they are at. Then we have controls, and then we have keyboard and mouse controls. Why cannot these two be together? Also, if you see, this dotted line is super long in here, and it ends very close to the border, but it's very spacious here. But if we go back, it's very short. So these are tiny things that I would probably fix. So make everything the same length. So game. And now we have the title, you know? Why didn't we have the title before, but we have it now? So these are tiny things. Obviously, this is just got released. I believe it's the first time studio. I might be wrong, but you know. Why we have this title here, but we don't have it here, which, you know. Then, additional UI text. Why do I have an explanation for camera shakes, but for not additional UI text size? What is additional UI text? You know, it's like hints. It's the tutorial. We don't know. And I don't know if you guys can see, but the text has this Roswell, New Mexico, 1947. I don't know if you can see it, because you need to have the contrast is it's not that well. The color is very close to the background, and if you are visually impaired, you might have problems seeing this. But if you check it, it's also in here, but it's difficult to see because it's covered by the back button, this incredibly long back button, and it's like compressed because this paper texture has been smooshed and not resized in the sense of keeping the same aspect ratio. It has been like a smoosh from the top and the bottom, so the text also becomes a smoosh top and bottom. And that's also a thing that you see. If you see the camera shake, you can see the same issue. I cannot do it without the camera shake pop-up disappearing, but you can see tiny the text super distorted at the bottom. So you have the texture without the text and only the paper texture, or this will happen if you are gonna smash, like squeeze from the top and the bottom. Also, why is reset to default and back the same size? And usually red over black is difficult to see because, as we have seen just a few minutes ago, our friend Haruna here, a lot of you already know, but he's colorblind. there are different types of color blindness. Some people can see 2 or 3 colors. Some people can see less colors, you know? But red is usually one of the basic ones that colorblind people cannot see. So if you put red, this red, if you make it black and white, it turns it turns kind of deep gray. So if you pair that with black text, a colorblind person will not be able to see the text. So they will have to guess what, I mean, they will probably have to squint or tweak the screen settings to be able to see the text. So that would be something that I would probably change. Instead of the highlighter, that I understand that they want to have a highlighter to keep in this idea of the files and investigation and all of that, I will try to find another type to represent that's a button. Also, it's extremely long. It doesn't need to be that long. It doesn't need to be this long. Also, it's highlighted, but when I hover the button, it gets doubly highlighted, which do you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. Vibration should be with the controls. I personally think vibration is with the with the controller, so I don't know why it's in the game setting menus. Hold to crouch what? Hold to run. See, this is what I told you. This is controllers and this is mouse and keyboards. In controls, I would have tabs. I would have the tab for controller, I would have the tab for keyboard, and I would have the tab for mouse. Usually mouse doesn't need, it's exactly the same. It's exactly the same page. It can be reduced to one single page with two tabs. Look sensitivity and mouse sensitivity is exactly the same. It's horrible. It's like that in Apex. That's every triple game right now, by the way. Oh jeez. Hi Gundam, welcome in. Control is for joystick. That's what I'm talking about. You have one that's one single tab for controls, and inside of controls you have the different ones that you want. So controller, mouse, and keyboard. So it's a lot cleaner, and the user knows that controllers is only that. You would be surprised how many AAA don't have UX designers. So basically I can forget about this. Mouse and okay. So the was again this button, the WAS, I would have added something like this, or something that where I can change it, because this again for people with visual impairments, this is kind of hard to watch with this background. Hold to run, yes. Hold to crouch. Mouse sensitivity 50%. I guess that would be okay. Audio. Yeah, seems. I mean, it's the same. I'm gonna repeat myself. Because graphically, all of them. Why did the background change? Apply resolution, sample ups. Using that okay. Okay, for some reason we get a close up to the band. I suppose to check the graphics. Super duper detective indeed. I guess we try. Also, why does this disappear when we are in the settings page? Shouldn't it stay in the page always? But anyways, I've been ranting for 20 minutes about the UI and the UX. Let's play. Use the erase gun. Okay, that trick was way too fast. Why do I get controller prompts? Now we go. Possible alien. Oh, this gives me very early phasmophobia vibes. Are they aggressive? Do they communicate? I think they do. Oof, the mouse is a tiny bit too much. Cajun? Isn't that like a spice? Cajun spice? Gray alien, green man, insectoid, mantis, reptilian, xenomorphic, zoomorphic, and zeta. The green man is my wife. What to do now? The information you need is on the laptop. Start by opening the objective folder. Carefully read each tool function in the tools folder. You are in the Nexus. From here you can select the next mission. Okay. How do I choose? Hello? 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 Oh, why does enter give me the... Okay. Hello? Hello? Pick up with the right mouse? That doesn't feel very... That doesn't feel very responsive, like very... I would prefer E, like in Phasmo. It's a lot easier. From walking forward, you move with the W and pick things with the E, which makes sense. So that means I need to use right button. Okay, see, this is why I say that it's not the users have a way of playing, and when you are making a game you have to think in the way the users play, or how they are playing games in the similar fashion. So we know that this game is basically phasmophobia but with aliens. So you would assume that people who are gonna play this game have some kind of experience with phasmophobia or games of the same vein. So right click to access things is not their first instinct when they play. I tried clicking E for a while, and enter gave me options, but my mind would not have went straight to the right button to access the PC. At least I would have left. I did left click. Hi Quizon, welcome in. They were going for the old type themes. Yes, the vintage. My computer. Okay. Okay, this is on a line. Why is this button so big? Last rank achieving this mansion, NA. Roswell points unlocked, go here. Training area. In this training area you will see a very basic example of how alien detection and spawn zones work. Don't expect anything too elaborate. The goal is for you to learn on your own during real missions. Medium house. Okay. Medium house. The Jones family contacted us. They see, instead of medium house, I would do the Jones family or the Jones house. They say they are desperate because no one believes them. According to the father, Daniel Jones, a strange event started happening in their home a few weeks ago. These incidents occur at night. Doors closing by themselves, lights turning off. See? Another thing, if you are reading this and you have it at the end because you finish reading, when you go to the next page, you would assume that this would scroll, that would be at the top. So you don't have to scroll by yourself and you can read the actual description. So the scroll should be automatically going back. Apartments. Okay, what apartments? Again, we should have the same name of the apartment. The image could be smaller, to be honest. The image doesn't need to be this big, in my humble opinion. There is a lot of white space unutilized. Also, this is way too thin for be easy reading. Because see, I don't know if you guys can see it when you scroll down. This is kind of mega gucha gucha, like it in Japanese is gucha gucha, like it hurts, but it's not like hoarding. It's like see, and the thing, it stays in the same place. So Ione is alpha testing now. I mean, the game just released. I'm just giving my opinion as a I mean, that's what I do at work. Thank you for acquiring the UFOPHILIA software, a specialized operating system for gathering evidence that proves the existence of extraterrestrials. New system. Show your worth by earning RP, Roswell points, to unlock new missions and upgrades. What's Roswell points? Do the thing. Hello everyone, my name is Ione. I'm a streamer from Japan, but I'm not Japanese. I'm an Eldritch Horror and a Nereid, and I work as an art director at a game company. So when I play games, I give unsolicited them advice. Welcome in, everyone. So I need to know what Roswell points are. You cannot throw me this and expect me to know what Roswell points are. You know? To unlock new missions and upgrades. Photo of an alien, 1 RP. UFO object, 1 RP. Mission objective completed, 1 RP. Special tool used from level 5 onward, 4 RP. For example, this, from level 5 onward, I think this would be something that you get once you reach level 5, and when you get level 5, this one pops up. Use a special item, and then you know. Oh, this can go down. Oh, okay. See, another thing, I thought this was for aesthetics. To begin, open the objectives. What is the objective? This one. Folder where you will find steps to follow. Good luck. I think this could be compressed. I think this logo could be smaller, and all of this text could be compressed so you don't have to scroll down and you see everything at glance. I think it would be a lot easier to understand. Tools. Attention, if the alien tries to abduct you and you escape, you will have to reactivate Phase 4 for the alien to appear again. I can get abducted? If you activate Phase 4, a signal will be emitted that will make the alien appear and move to the spawn zone. At the moment, you can enter the area to photograph it, but be careful, each alien has specific requirements that must be met to approach and photograph. UFO info folder. If you don't meet them, the alien will come near you as soon as you enter. Hi, Cosmic. Welcome in. My camera. Oh, this is gonna be annoying to check later. No. Oof. Ooh. Oh, thank you for lurking, Sagar. I hope you have a good day. Thank you, thank you. How was your weekend? It was great. Thank you for asking. How have you been? The aliens can abduct you. You should stop, alien. You can. You cannot touch me. I have the power of God and anime on my side. Okay. I think at this point it's just me rehashing everything. I think baits should be bigger since it's actually the tool that we are looking at. Probably the photo should be better, because if you take like 1 second glance, that's what most people will do, like just look it for a second and then go to explanation. I think it should be better illuminated, like what you would see in a store, you know? For example, baits are your allies, remember that. If they are explaining that, I don't think this is necessary. Some aliens require a bait to be placed in the appearance room, because it's, after all, it's to explain the tools. 3 types of bait. I mean, see, you can barely see the camera. Microwave reader. Wait. It's not... Isn't there a 4th? Master Nick. Wait. Are the microwave waves called microwaves? What are they called? Yeah. Instead of microwave reader, I would probably call it electromagnetic wave or something like that. Because even me, not an English speaker, this sounds kind of out. If a green light turns on, it confirms that xenomorphic, zoomorphic, or zeta. Again, this is a thing that we see in Phasmo, and I think that Phasmo has been slowly fixing as the game has been evolving and the development has been happening, is that you have the page where you tick off all of the depending on your difficulty, the 3 what's the word? Oh my god, it doesn't come out. The 3 evidences to see the ghost. So if I only have this here, it's a lot of information to remember, because right now we are only... Now we know that for 3 of them we will use this one. Gauge counter. Geiger? Ufology that you should be highlighted because it's quote unquote quote unquote a science. Geiger is for radiation. Motion detector. Okay. EMF. Isn't it very similar to old Phasmo EMF reader? If the EMF activators from 1 to 3, it means that the gray alien, reptilian, or Zeta in the same area. That's a lot of information to remember. If it reaches 4 or 5 at any point, it means you are inside the spawn zone. Thermometer. That's a lot to remember. -4 to 0, a reptilian. 0 to 4, Zeta. 5 to 8, gray alien. As time passes, the manifestation zone heats up due to alien. That's a lot of information to remember. Directional tour. Magnetometer. Pulse matter. Green alien kitchen. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's a lot of information. I think I would make a lot of these tools. Again, I'm basing myself a lot on Phasmophobia because this is what this game seems to be based on. How many tools are there? Oh my god, that's what I was about to say, Cosmic, that there are so many tools that as a first time player, it's overwhelming. Even me, as an art director, as someone who works in games, I'm starting to feel this very overwhelming. And it's pulling me out from wanting to play the game because it's a lot to remember for a first time player. Or at least a first-time casual player as I am, as someone who's trying to get into the game. I would do something similar as Phasmophobia. Keep at least... Give us a very basic few first items. And as you level up, as you continue getting experience with this searching of aliens, you unlock new tools and you unlock upgrades and you unlock level ups. Same as with the why do we have locked houses, locked missions, but we do not have locked items? Because the Roswell points, I think it would better be suited as something to unlock better gear, in my opinion. Obviously, bigger apartments and bigger missions, they can be unlocked with leveling up. But if you lock maps or lock 90% of your maps way too early, if your first map is not really good, yeah, the onboarding needs work, yes. If your first level, if your first map is not very good, people are not gonna continue playing to grind up points to unlock the next level for the next map. And the tools explanation, I haven't even finished. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 items. And I haven't even started playing the game and I need to remember I mean, probably 12? 12 because these 3 are level 5. But still. It's a lot of items. A lot of items. Why do we need the spirit box? Do we really need the spirit box to talk with aliens? If they are in the... I don't like that you have to click left and right for search for an item. Yeah. That's another one. One thing that as a UX designer, we do, and I'm sure everyone experiences it, but when you go to a website, if the website takes more than 3 seconds to load, you leave. We have very short... it's not the, oh, TikTok is rotting our brains. No, it's not that talk. It's like we don't have the patience to wait more than 3 seconds for a website to load. And it's the same with links. So if you have to click more than 2 or 3 times to access something that you really want, you are gonna lose interest on that thing, because you want that thing and you want that thing now. So, for example, one of the easier way to explain this is me as an art director, and I see that a lot with illustrators, with freelance, especially people who are starting to become freelance illustrators. I see it a lot on Twitter, because sometimes we get people being like, hey, I would like to work with you, I would like to work for your game, check my Twitter, and they have this link tree or a card or something like that, and you click that link and it's like 5 different links to all of their websites, like YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Blue Sky, Pixie, whatever, wherever. But you're like, okay, I liked your art that I saw on Twitter. Where is your portfolio? So, and then I click the first link. That's the link on... Wait. First, click on Twitter, the URL. Second link, click the cart. Then from cart, look... I have to look for the profile thing. That's another click. That's already 3 clicks. If you really have to spend a lot of time to find a thing, you are not gonna do it. So that's one of the things that I would really... And just as Baku said, it's like, okay, do I need to scroll down each single one to see the alien? Also, this is... Why is this here? Use the remote microphone. Communicates through spirit box. That's another one. We saw spirit box and I had the same reaction, like, spirit box for aliens? That doesn't make sense. Unless it's a very lucrative website or something really important. Yeah, exactly, Cosmic. What they could have done is place a table with items on the option displaying its details. you know what? That becomes very annoying when you are an experienced player in that game, because every time that you hover over the item and you get the explanation, is like, yeah, wherever, stop, I already seen it, I already know it. So it becomes very annoying. So one of the easiest ways, as I explained earlier, is that you cap how many items a beginner gets, so they slowly get the hang of the game with low tier or very minimal items, and slowly start integrating more and more and more items. Again, I continue with the Phasmophobia comparison. In Phasmo, there are certain items that you cannot get until you get investigator level 30 or level 80 or level, you know? So also because you need to earn money to buy those items, and also more money to upgrade those items as you level up. So I think that would have been a very good way to or at least a guide for this game to structure their items, because it's like 12 items, and in any single investigation you have phase 1 to phase 5, which means that when you get to phase 5, you need to have understood the 15 items. 15, unless you are someone who's really experienced with games. That's a hard ask for any casual player to jump into this game. Oh, Jesus. That's a cool design, though. This space could be off. So that's a lot of events. You know what this will create a shit. It's too much. It's too much. I understand and I see what they are trying to do. They are like, oh, we have this cool idea and so many things we want to do, and we want to implement everything. And that's completely okay. You can do that. Problem is, it's too much. I think scaling it down and slowly releasing as developing progresses would make a lot of good for this game. I think it can be very, very good, but the description should be, because we also get description of the ghost in Phasmo, so I understand that they want to have a tiny bit of a lore in each one of the aliens. But what's more important, you have to you need to end up thinking, what's the most important thing that I want to show up in this page. And I'm not talking about anything graphic, because if I have to talk about the things graphic for we can be here all day, and we haven't started yet, and I've been talking about this game for 49 minutes on the UX, only UX. And see, this is like, oh, These should be tabs, in my opinion. See, because now I need to circle all of the descriptions, see everything, read everything for the photo condition of everything, and then go back to do the full circle to go back to the things that I have experienced while playing. Also, we haven't started playing yet, but will I be able to access this as I play? As I can do in Phasmo? Because in Phasmo, when you click J, that's journal, you can the journal pops up and you can automatically click the things as you find them. You know what I mean? I'm this close, so I'm this you cannot see my hand, but I'm pinching my finger so close to open Figma and start designing. I can. This game is making me want to design, or at least fix it. It's like, you know, when girls are like, I can fix him. I'm like, I can fix this game. I can fix it. Like going fucking insane. I can fix it. I can fix it. I can do it. I can fix it. I promise. I will do it for free. Please, let me help you. Let me help you with your game. Should I do days? I mean, I'm not popular enough to be like, send me your game and I will give you a quote unquote professional feedback on stream, you know? When sometimes people are like, send me a PNG of your VTuber and I will give you feedback on your design. Should I do that with indie games? Trade. You can only fix things with WD-40 and duct tape. I guess. I think that would be a fun stream idea. But I don't know how many people would do it. Photos. I can only take 4 photos. Exit. Oh, okay. Objective. Locate the appearance zone. Its mission has an appearance zone, usually a room where the alien will appear later in phase 4. You won't always be able to identify it easily, so stay alert for flickering lights turning on and off at specific area, noises coming from a direction, or sudden drops in temperature. This phenomenon occurs in the appearance zone, but keep in mind that other events might happen everywhere in the level. Then one is why? If these events are supposed to have in the appearance zone, why can't they happen in other areas? I understand that it's for making you second guess where the actual appearance zone is. But it doesn't make sense. Shouldn't it be better, again, something similar to Phasmo where the alien changes rooms? Like once or twice, depending on the difficulty of the level. In Phasmo, the lower levels, probably the ghost doesn't change room, or maybe changes once or twice. And on the higher levels, it changes like 4, 5, 6 times, depending on how long it takes you to finish the level. Step 2. Don't overuse your tools. You gave me 15 tools. Each alien requires specific tools to be identified. If you use the wrong ones, you might trigger an abduction attempt? Place tools in strategic locations such as passageways, but avoid excessive use if you don't have clear clues about which alien is present. The best strategy is to start exploring without tools to locate the appearance zone first. Then why do you give me 15 tools to start with? Try playing a level, I guess. Wait, I'm not done. I'm not done learning about the game. Step 3, follow the clues. They are steps, they are phases. Whenever you notice something strange, write it down. Once you are recorded several events, you can check them in the laptop. There you will find the phenomena and by clicking on them, the system will indicate which type of aliens might be present. Step 4. Why is step 4 and phase 4? Choose a name. You can activate phase 4 from the laptop. The UFOPHILIA software includes an antenna-like device already installed in your transport vehicle. When activated, this device erases your human presence, making the alien feel safe enough to manifest in the appearance zone. This is the moment to grab your night vision camera, turn off the lights, and start searching. But be careful, each alien has specific requirements that you must follow. More information in the UFO info folder. Jesus Christ. Approach the alien. In phase 4, each alien has certain we know that. You don't need to rephrase that. We just read it. What this have to do with phase 5? An aggressive alien will chase you if he sees you and you are too close. Move away and it will stop following you. You will have to approach it from behind to take a picture. A curious alien will tolerate your presence, but if you get too close, it will react aggressively. Then it's exactly the same. Then an aggressive alien and a curious alien are basically the same. Is it not? If he sees you and you are too close, it will chase you. Curious alien. If you get too close, it will react aggressively. So aggressively means that it will chase me. Abduction. If you get too close to an alien during phase 4, an abduction will begin. And for example, this phase 4, the P is in caps, but here is not in caps. These are little things that you need to check. At that moment, you won't be able to leave the area, and the alien, along with some companions, will relentlessly chase you. Not all of them will try to abduct you, but it's best not to stick around to find out. Survive long enough. So this is a hunting. Grammar general. It's not grammar general. It's like it's keeping a consistent formatting across all pages. Because even if you are an indie game designer, there are tiny things that signal to your players that you are serious, that you are valuing their time, that you have, you know, a kind of respect. It's not respect, what's the word, like professionalism, you know, like that you notice these tiny things, because as they say, the devil is in the details. So if you see these tiny things, maybe it doesn't register in your brain that, oh, that's not, it was on a on a caps before. It was but now it's not on caps anymore. It maybe doesn't register in your brain that that's a specific thing, but in your brain is like, I don't know, this feels kind of you know, that's what you end up thinking subconsciously. You don't buy hot dogs from a person that wears only one shoe. What do you mean with that? Survive long enough and they will stop chasing you. Phase 4 will deactivate and you will need to trigger it again. Okay. I have the photos, now what? If you have collected enough evidence, return to your caravan and select end mission. You can leave at any time, but you will receive fewer Roswell points if you don't obtain all 4 photos. That means that I can take 4 photos in a sequence on dip, I guess. Additionally, there are UFO-related objects scattered across the map, left behind by other ufologists who weren't so lucky. How is this a step? You earn more Roswell points. You will need to find lost UFO items. We call them that, but they are actually belongings lost by ufology enthusiasts, usually related to sci-fi movies with an alien theme. I don't think this is needed. I don't think this page is needed. Let people experience. Why trigger again when you escape? I don't know. To take the photos and gain points. I think this would be best for as you play, you find the items, you know? It's more like, holy shit, I found it! That's the thing! It's, you know? Okay, that was fucking long. Shop. So there are upgrades. In the store, you can upgrade your tools or purchase new items. More items? Do I need more? I have enough. The upgrades you buy will be permanent. UFO item scanner. So this is overpowered. You grind 14 points, you buy these. Game done. This is game breaking item. For 14 points? That's less points than the night camera upgrade. And 22 Roswell points level 9, 14 Roswell points level 5. We're having a balancing issue in here. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Your model is hiding the upgrade. Oh, sorry. But yeah, it's let me move myself. This one. I don't know if you guys can see it now. Bless you. Thank you, said it. So see? Identify alien type. 14 Roswell points. Level 5. This is game breaking. You will be able to identify what type of alien is in the area once per mission. That's all I need. That's all I need, really. Aside from the photos. But if I know the alien type, I know the items that I need to bring to take the photos. Okay, I guess. Also, to leave this is either escape or the exit. Hi, Lane. You missed my 1 hour talking only about the UX and the UI design of this game. I haven't even started playing. 1 hour in. I guess we go in missions. Let's go to the training area. Bro's a generational hater. I'm not a hater. I'm trying. I know I may sound like a hater, but I'm not hating them. I really want them to make the best game that they can. Okay. These are things that sometimes indie game developers don't think about. Because most of the time they are just people who want to make a game, and making a game is not easy. It's a lot of time, it's a lot of resources. It's at least they have a game on Steam, you know? So if as someone who works in the industry, if I can give them feedback to improve, I think that's something good for them. Let's do the training area. Training, okay. Okay, can I move? Okay. In this mission, you will be able to experience in a basic way how to play. Grab a tool, microwave reader, and enter the premises. Let me take a screenshot of this. Oh shit, I cannot take a screenshot. I cannot take a screenshot. Okay. Okay, let me take a screenshot. Okay. Your eyes. Are you to message visible to you? Yes, they are, Cosmic. They are. You are not hating. Your criticisms are valid and unhateful. Thank you, Cosmic. Thank you. Usually, if you are playing a game, your eyes. Why am I explaining how to play games to people who play games? But usually, your eyes are at the center of the screen. That's where most of the action is happening. So if you have a tutorial or any type of text at the top left, that's very inconvenient for the player. So it would be best to have it close to the center, so they don't have to move their head to actually see that. They can just move their eyes and see it and be able to read it. That's another thing. Also, escape to close the message. That's a new one. Honestly, Art Studio helps a lot with something like that. Yes. See, and we start with one item. This is just a training mission, but in a real mission, you will have many more tools available. When a device gives a positive reading, you can check the UFO info folder to see which aliens can trigger it, helping you rule out or add possible alien types. Spawn zones are the... This is too verbose. It's too much text. Cut down how many tags, because it's too much. Spawn zones are the areas where the alien will appear once phase 4 is active. For example, these are... I don't like long English. The thing is, a lot of these can be triggered as a pop-up or as an update once you reach that specific part of the game. For example, Spawn zones are the areas where the alien will appear once phase 4 is activated. Phase again on with not cap letters. To find these zones, there are specific tools. Event. When again at the top you are telling me that in a real mission I will have more items. You know, I think this needs a lot of proofreading. Once you know which alien it is, where it will appear, check the UFO info folder to find out what requirements you need to photograph it. Then activate phase 4 from the tools folder and the alien will appear. Tutorials without images and only text should be a crime. Not a crime. Not. Hey, they are learning. They are learning. And sometimes when you are a programmer, because sometimes they are not designers. They are not designers and they are doing the way that they can. So these are things that can slowly be shown as you play. Ooh, that's dark as fuck. Should I grab it? When one of the tools, see, again, it's top left. When one of the tools activates, each tool would work in a different way. It could be evidence. In a real mission, it will help you to know what type of alien it is by entering the... okay. How do I activate it? Holy shit. An alien has activated the tool. This means that there is an alien nearby. Keep moving forward. Okay. If I need to stop, I don't know if you guys could see it because I did it way too fast. I got that tutorial pop up and I could not move. So I had to close the tutorial and then move. Which is, if you're supposed to be moving, kind of annoying that you are blocked like that. The flickering of light is an indicator of a spawn zone. There are many other signs. Now activate the phase 4 in the tools folder on the laptop. Okay, I guess we have to leave. This is barely running. Now activate... yeah, I know. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Hello, PC? Jesus Christ. Where was the thing? Where do you activate? See, this is... it's so much info that now I'm like, where the fuck do I activate phase 4? Objective? No. Where the fuck? UFO info. No. Fuck, where it is? Tools. Tools. Alien in the zone. I guess. I'm trying to get inside. Stop stopping me. To be able to take photos of the alien, you will have to get quite close. In training, nothing will happen to you, but in missions, the closer you get to the alien, the higher the chance it will try to abduct you. When you take a valid photo... oh, Jesus Christ, that's so long. Why are there so many dials? I'm telling you. When you take a valid photo, for example... don't tell me that I'm gonna hear a sound. Show me. That's also a thing. If you are a writer, you will also hear this a lot, like, show me, don't tell me. Same with games. Show the player how they get things. Do not tell them. Because if you tell them, you are taking away the experience of finding that specific thing or experiencing that thing. Because in some cases, it's more rewarding failing like a couple of times and then succeeding on getting what you are supposed to get. With each valid follow you take, the probability of abduction increases. Okay. Hello. Oh. Oh, that was poopy. Memory full. Okay, we'll leave. And then I will get another bet. Oh. I was so sure I would get a pop-up again. The cardboard cutout was kinda cute. For a tutorial, that's very cute. What do I have to do now? No, wait. I have to see what thing it is. I have the photos. I have to see what alien it is. Tools. Missions? No. This. Can I leave? What is this tool? Again, what the fuck was it? UFO info? Yes, thank you. EMF activation? Was that? So gray alien? Was it? I was also... Wait, what tool is that? Microwave. See, I don't even remember the tools. There are so many tools. That's the microwave. This. Radiation. Lights. Where are the lights? Lights flicker. I think that is it. Insectoid, reptilian, zoomorphic. That one looks like kind of a green man. Zoomorphic, is it? Oh, Jesus, now I need to go all the way back. Oh, Jesus, it left? Zoomorphic, I guess, is that? That's what it looked like. Catching iChance friends. No, iChance friends would make it a lot easier for me. That's another issue, see? Alien Photos 4, okay. Now what? Now what? Why is the font different here? Now I have a flashlight? Oh, that flashlight's slow. That flashlight's slow. We did good? I don't know. I don't know if I did good. Only God knows. Only God knows. Jesus Christ. I'm already tired. I only did the tutorial. UFOPHILIA? Yes, sir. Also, call me crazy. Okay, philia denotes fondness, especially an abnormal love for a specified thing. As we all know, one especially fun, yeah, especially UFO found lover. All the aliens look similar to each other. I think because we see them without color. We only see the sketches. I think that may be the issue. See, because if we go to where the fuck are you? See, the gray alien is gonna be gray. The green man is gonna be green. Cajun. I don't know. Looks like a man. Looks like a normal person. Caucasian man. The mantis is probably the one that's most different, especially for the mouth. Zoomorphic and gray alien kind of look the same. You are right in here, Bacchus. Reptilian, long neck. I would expect a reptilian to look more like a reptile. Hi, Tamama. Welcome in. Insectoid. Do not crouch? Long. What was that ad? Long man. Insectoid. Okay. Looks pissed off, that's for sure. And this one looks like gray alien with the head different shape. Zeta looks like all of the other aliens. That's a check. Long man. Let me take another screenshot. Because God knows I'm gonna be redoing this. Jesus Christ, that's a long thing. Damn, now I feel old. No, you are too young, Miso. Why is exit here, you know? How to say? Yeah, you were right, Bacchus. When are you not right, Bacchus? When are you not right? Because we also have video cameras, which means that we can monitor them from here, which is very not very convenient. All the aliens kind of look dehydrated. I mean, there is no water in space, I think. Why does the lighting in the background change with the pop-ups? Also, the tools, the tools, the bane of my existence. If we have these, we should be able to use it. My computer. Why do we need my computer for? See? If we can have tabs here, why cannot have tabs anywhere else? Giga X button. Yeah, huge closing button. Now I want to open Figma. Figma! Open! Figma. It's either Figma or I open Photoshop, but Figma is easier to use though. Do it. Do it! As Palpatine once said. What did Palpatine say? Log in. We are not playing anymore. We are helping them with their things. My projects. Drafts. Do I have new project? Oh shit. I'm on the free plan, therefore I cannot use it. I'm gonna do Photoshop. I'm gonna paint. I'm gonna draw it with my hands instead of using the software. Because as you may correctly guess, I cannot use my work account that my company pays for, because there are work related things in there that I cannot show anyone. So we're gonna be using other things. We're gonna be using Mr. Photoshop to show you what I mean. Confidential stuff. Yeah, bro. Got her tablet. Yes, that I did. Let me move here. Where is my mouse? I have lost my mouse. Here we go. Exit to main menu. Exit. Wow. Why I'm so distorted? I'm distorted. There we go. Still got work mode on it. Oh no. Oh no, no one likes that. Hi, Bright Star. Little Witch in the Woods on screen. We love Little Witch in the Woods. I played the game a tiny bit. Let me pop this up. Oh, I like it. Thank you. Yes, finally someone recognized it. Gonna do 5,000 pixels per 5,000 and 72 dpi. Okay, calm down, blanket. I'm gonna change. There we go. I need to make this a tiny bit bigger. Okay. And then we do this. And I need to make myself a molar. Miss Ione, this will be on the test. No, don't worry. Wait for the vertical people. Sorry, vertical people, we are ending the stream here. If you want to see, go to the horizontal one or go to Twitch. Bye bye. Kisses. Mwah, mwah. Goodbye. I have zero respect for I'm sorry. Okay. People were here for the game. They are not here for my dumbass explanation. Okay. Let's go. Why they get a kiss? They get no respect kisses. Exactly. Let me go to my screenshots. You got a bunch of screenshots. Not many, but a bunch. Okay. Sorry, my screenshots are in Japanese though. Okay. Where should we start with? Let's do this one first, okay? Because we have to start somewhere. And draw hearts? No, we mean business. We do business right now, people. We are not here to have fun. It's business time. Okay. See? What thing that we need to take in mind Let me get my marker. Yes, I'm gonna do in red to make the points that I want to make. Okay, so in this page, let me move to just chatting. Okay. Okay, there we go. So people don't get like, what the fuck's going on? Okay. Let me tell you. Where did the game go? We are gonna be giving feedback. So this is supposed to be where you see the aliens. Let me also get the other page. This is the other one. This is in the same one. In the same area. Which means that at least these two are connected somehow. Sorry, I keep hitting my mic with my big ass head. So the problem in this page, just to start with, is there is a lot of white space here in the sides that could be better utilized for other things. Hi, Reverie, welcome in. That's so terrible. What did I do? So, if we are talking about hierarchy as we are designing a page, we have to think what's the most important thing in the page that we are designing right now. So in this case is the choosing of the alien that we encounter in the game, does it not? So this would be the most important part, because that's what we are selecting. And also this part, because are the different things that we are selecting to discover the alien that we are trying to find. So if this is the screen, and this is completely irrelevant on the design that we have later, you know, or the graphics that we want to add, but strange bands, let's oh my god. where to start? That's the thing. Where to start? It's a lot. So at least this page should be the one that we have fastest access to. No, don't delete it. At least that. Good lord. I need to think, and I'm like, holy shit, how do I have this? So we need select, and we need events. And I'm gonna take a page from the Phasmophobia book. So we are gonna have, so this is gonna be the website thing that we are supposed to have, with the X button here and wherever. First of all, we are gonna get rid of this. First of all, this is humongous. And as someone who used Windows 95 and 98, this is humongous even for the time. Same with this. And the text is tiny. So what we are gonna do is, this is the website, and then we will have maybe not tabs, but we will have pages. This is gonna be alien select to have a name that then we can change, and this is types of aliens. So if we are in this selected page, we will have gray alien, Asian, green, you know, the different type of aliens, and maybe not in a button format, maybe on text, maybe on something, but I think button format would be interesting. Insectoid, whatever, and mantis, reptilian, xenomorphic, zeta, and zoomorphic. You know, keeping them on a clean list that's easy to see. And from here, what we can do is, as we tick off things, we can put like a gray overlay on the buttons that are not correct, so they are not selectable anymore. So something like this. They are grayed out, just as we see in the older type of websites. And it's something that we still have nowadays on websites, gray out text. And this still makes it easy for people with visual impairments to see what's on and what's off, because they already have that everyday internet usage learning. And here on the other side, we can have, I mean, this can be separated with like a page, you know, something like this, without needing to scroll. Hi, Lucia, welcome in. And from here, we have the different types of activations. Maybe we can have like a separator here. And it can be EMF. And then you have damp drop. Very similar, you know? Noises, because do you really need a full ass sentence? Like, make noise in an area where you are not near. Noise. That can be condensed. Radiation. You know, make it a lot more concise. Irregular heartbeats. Heartbeat. You know what I mean? Magnetic waves detected. Magnetic waves. We know we are detecting the magnetic waves. We are doing it. So just magnetic waves, you know? High microwave radiation detected. Microwave radiation. Also, what's the difference between traces of radiation and microwave radiation detected? Because one is high and the other is not. So at some point, these two are gonna become very breaking for the game. People will get pissed because maybe they get it wrong, like way too frequently. Radioactive dust, just dust, you know? Is there any other type of dust that would impact our investigation of these aliens? Communicates through spirit box. Alex said it before. I said it too. A spirit box with aliens? I would not call it spirit box. Hi, uncle. I would call it something similar to communication. Maybe the communication is not through a quote-unquote spirit box. Maybe they use the TV. Maybe they use a radio, something different, because you do not associate a spirit box with an alien, you know? So I would completely change the spirit box wording and just communication or radio communication or telebi communication, something along those lines. Cabinet doors move uncontrollably. It's only cabinet doors? It's gonna be the doors too? It's gonna be the drawers opening and closing? So I will leave it doors opening or doors moving. You know, I have different... See? Cabinets doors move uncontrollably. Doors close on their own. I think these two can be just fused into one and make the gameplay a lot easier for the player. And also, we don't need these many events. Not even Phasmo has that many events. You know? I only saw a little bit of it, but I thought it was a kind of a lackadaisical in make. I think they are very earnest on trying to make a game that they enjoy. They have a lot of ideas and they try to showcase as many as those ideas as they can. I'm not sure if it's their first game. I'm gonna assume it is, but it's probably one of the errors that I see in indie developers, that they have this big idea and they want to finish it and they want to show everyone their passion project and all of that, and they lose sight that it's too much. If you have too much in your indie game, you lose focus, and this is a thing that we see in this game. I'm not saying it's bad. It has its good things and its bad things, but you lose sight of what's really important in this game. And in this game, what really is important are the aliens. Is going inside the house, the investigation, the whole X-File thing, you know, that more greedy fun that you have, no? And I think what really undersells it is this so much text, so much lore to read. The items, we have 15 items at the beginning of the game for no reason, you know. It's too much, and I understand their eagerness to wanting to prove themselves, but you can scale it down. And one, save resources, and by resources I mean money and time, especially time, because time is you don't get it back, and obviously money, because as an indie you use your own resources to pay for this, whatever you are doing, from 3D to coding to what's the word, advertisement, to a lot of different things. It's better if you do something simple. And by simple, I mean not with too many features from the beginning, and start with something small and solid that you can do. And from there, you get your core players. And if it goes well, you can expand later on. And that's the beauty of it. If you start with very little items or maps or whatever it is, it's the beauty that later on you can add that, and your players will be like, oh, holy shit, there is an update, or they are adding more items, they are adding more aliens, they are adding more maps. It keeps feeling fresh and new for the players, so they can keep coming back. And this is something that we see with Phasmo. They started small, and slowly they are slowly adding more ghosts, slowly revamping the visual part, adding more maps. You know, it's slowly gradual, so people keep coming back to play the game. And the less moving pieces that you have in the game, the less things that might break as you make the game. That's a pretty nice observation, said it. Let me drink. So this alien select, I will make something. I would make something very easy. Maybe buttons, maybe an icon with a text below, something very visual, so the player can be like, at one glance, they are tap 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 tap. It's selected. It's done. I think that could be very good, very easy. And as for the alien, because these 2 pages, this is a carousel, which is, it's completely insane for me that this is a carousel. So this comes here, so this is a loop. There is no way for you to go back to this page unless you go back, forward and back with these huge ass arrows. I hate these arrows, but that's another story. As for I cannot do straight lines anymore. And as for the aliens, instead of an illustration, because a lot of you said it in the chat that, oh, all of these aliens look the same. And that's a problem. That's a problem. I understand why they are not using like a render of the alien per se, because if you are a paranormal investigator, sorry, not paranormal, like a UFO investigator, you want the actual photo. So if you already have a photo of the alien, why look for more photos? And I understand that reasoning, you know. But for a player, if you really want to show an image, add an actual render, or at least an illustration that's more easier to understand or less difficult to confuse with the other type of aliens. The ghost types in Phasma are iconic for some people, like Hantu for parts of the Southeast Asia might be a bit different for aliens. Yeah, aliens is really depending on you know, urban legends and stuff like that. Where did you get that? Get what? So types. There are like, how many types are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. It's not gonna be. Okay, whatever. It's not perfect, but you have like tabs in here with the different 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's even worse. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So you do something like this, like tabs, like it's an actual tab, and you have green alien, and then you have this basically means photo, this square with an X. 6, 7. So you have like a title, big because this is tiny, a big title for the type of alien that it is, an actual big photo of it, and then maybe, see, this is the area for the title. We don't add anything in here that it's not the title. So now we have a lot more space. Description. And we add the description here. Short, concise, to the point. We don't need to scroll down. We don't need a whole scroll down. Trait. Do we really need it? Or do you want to experience it? We go back to the idea of showing, not telling. Then maybe we can do a separator. Events. Do we really need... How many events have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and it's a scroll down? Do we need 7 events for one single green man? Maybe let's have like 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's it. Concise, short, to the point. Objects, waves, doors moving, heartbeats, lights turn off, and that's it. And then photo condition. And this is, the photo condition is important, so maybe it should be highlighted in a different way, you know? Photo condition, this, you know, like 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4. A lot more concise. And it can be even easier than this. This is like super fast. I'm not even thinking. But you know, I think it's probably a lot easier to read because you don't need to scroll. I keep thinking that the events are way too long. I think it can be compressed to a lot less items, in my humble opinion. I think this possibly is easier to understand at a first glance, and you don't have, because when you are ticking these things off, like this or this, you know, like taking, you want to check the types, to go back checking the types, and you don't want to keep looping back to the guide that you want to see and looping back to go to this page once more. So having tabs, you can jump from alien select to the types pretty fast, and then you see the names here, and then you select the one that you want. I think this is like 1, 2, 3 taps, 3 clicks, and you have what you really want, and then 1 click, you are back to the alien stage. Again, it's reducing the friction for the player on how to access the information that they need, because after all, these games are fast. I mean, I'm gonna assume they are structured to be fast. Then again, this is the main page. When you open the PC, Alien Stage watch along. I love Alien Stage. It's very nice. It's very good. Again, this page. Do we really need this scroll here? See, for example, things that we need to think about. On the text. So that's a lot of elements that we need to arrange. And we think, do we really need all of these elements in this page right now? Less is more favorite max. So we have PC. Why is the missions and finished missions next to each other? Why is finished mission a folder? That's the actual question. Why is finished mission a folder? Shouldn't it be an executable? Also, why are they folders if they are websites? See, because if you click the UFO info, you go to this website. That's not a folder, that's a website. Unless this is like a quick access. But quick access doesn't look like that. And it didn't look like that in Windows 95 and 98. Folder contains, you know? I think even easier. Is that Bunny? No, it's Winston. Too many questions. Sir, that's my job. That's what I have to do at work every day. Ask questions, solutions. So the game when it comes out, it makes sense. And sometimes, even though I ask questions and I try to make sense of things, they don't let me. So I think instead of a PC page, because my computer, as we saw, this icon, irrelevant when we play. There was not extra information. It gave us nothing. So how can we solve that? Because when I ask myself, this finish mission can be an executable, can be a button for a software. And then we jumped. But the missions is a website. The tools is a website explaining things. What if instead of the PC putting up to this, because this UFOPHILIA text, that should not be here. There is no possibility for a scroll here because it's supposed to be a wallpaper. This is a screen. There should not be text here. So what I should be thinking is, what if the PC only has access to a specific software that's already installed and you cannot click up, off, out? So it's a software, the UFOPHILIA software already installed. And when you open it for the first time, is when you get this text here. Well, you know, you have the software. Holy shit, I don't remember how software looked by then. I mean, completely forgot. Let's make it look like a website, I guess. 1998 software, Windows 95. Images. How it used to look like? I completely forgot. Holy shit. Does the PC do anything? It does nothing. So yeah, basically similar to a website. Close, big, and minimize. And it's a pre-install. You only see this. And then because if you see the if you see this, see, this is a website. I mean, it looks like a website. I mean, it should not be a folder, but I think they should start in the software itself. And then since the first time that you play, you get the blurb of text that thank you for acquiring blah 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 blah. You get the UFO thing, and you get the thank you for acquiring blah 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 blah. accept, decline, or whatever, you know? And from there, you go to the main page. And then you get missions. Another thing, RP, like the points, level, whatever. Kind of like a, it looks like a gacha, this part here. Like missions, you actually get like a button. And then you have here, separated from the rest, because this is important. It's finished mission, it's important. So I would have it separated like finish mission. Or if you click here, it takes you to a different page that's mission, and it's like ta 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 ta, and the type of finish mission. You know, it's a lot of my brain is going too fast, and it's not even my game. It's not even my game. Oh my god. I'm sorry everyone, I'm getting too deep into this. I just finished working and it's like I never finished working. So missions, tools, info, missions. Why we have exit and you have finished mission, and exit is just leaving the PC. And I don't think we need exit. I think we just click escape and you leave the PC. Info, photos, shop is important. Object. Did I take a photo of the objectives? Let's see those. And then you can have tips here at the bottom if you want. But really this can be, I think you can go off without this. It's fun listening. Thank you everyone. I'm just I never finished working. So it's a lot more cleaner. You see a lot better what everything is. Also, in no point, nowhere we saw an explanation on what the fuck Roswell points are. Who the fuck is Roswell? Why are they called Roswell points? We are learning a lot. Design lessons with Ione are fun. It's in a US reference, Ione. See? You have to assume that not everyone will know that. Roswell was that place where a post-war big UFO crash happened. See? Unless Uncle or said it or someone told me, as someone who doesn't know nothing about UFOs, I would be like, what the fuck? It's called Roswell points. You know? Points and levels. Maybe you can click on the points and then it explains this part. Ow. I'm a nerd who liked X-Files as a kid, so I knew it. See? If you are someone who really likes aliens and you know it, then it makes sense. But one thing that they taught us in college, in design college, is like, you have to treat the user as they don't know anything. They don't know nothing. Because more often, you are not designing for the die-hard fan. You are designing for the fan who has no fucking idea of what your game is. Because you're gonna have more people who have no idea what your game is, or the lore, or the setting, nothing, than someone who knows. Because in this whole chat, what's my CCB right now? I don't know, I don't fucking see it. Out of 34 people, only one knew it, you know? Those are numbers. Wider the net, better reach. Yeah, exactly. So if you make it base level understanding for everyone, even experienced or knowledgeable players will be able to play. So always design for the most what's the word, casual player, for someone who does know nothing about your game or lore or whatever. As an indie developer, that's what I'm talking about. If we are talking AAA, let's say you are playing on From Software and you are doing the next Elden Ring or the next Souls game, that's a completely different way of talking. We're talking about something completely different. We're talking about a very small game with limited resources and a small team. So make it easy for yourself as a dev and make it easy for the player. There is always possibility of expanding if the game does well. And God forbid that the game doesn't do well, because let's be real, more often than not, indie games flop. It's sad, but is it true? It's a reality that we as game developers have to accept. Even AAA games flop, and we have seen our fair share of that. So it's not only for your time and money resources, it's for also, because if you invest too much resources in a game that you don't know if it's gonna be good, that's a lot of time and money wasted. And also that will hit you in your ability of creating your next game, because you're gonna become very discouraged. I wasted so much time, I used so much money in this game and it flopped. I'm not good, I'm gonna give up. That's subconsciously is what some people think, those brain worms. So make it easy for you. Nothing wrong with using Unity assets. Nothing wrong with that. You are an indie. You are allowed to do that. You are testing. You are trying. Just by having an idea and working on it and shipping the game, that's already very, very, what's the word in English? Very commendable. Not everyone finishes a game. It's hard to finish a game. So make it easy for you. Make it have less friction. So in the case the game flops, you are not hurt. You can continue making a new game. You learn from your errors. But in the case it becomes popular or it becomes something bigger, then you can slowly develop, slowly increase the... In the case of UFOPHILIA, you can increase the aliens, the maps, the items, you know, slowly increase what we talked before, give the players new things to do, give them this fresh new content frequently. Sleeping on small things hurts more after putting so much hard work. Exactly, because indie games is a lot of hard work. And especially if we are talking about these 3D games. 3D takes time to do. If you are not using assets from the Unity store, if you are making the 3D assets from zero, that's a lot of fucking money and time. 3D is not cheap. It's not cheap. And look at those RGB Maker games that blew out in the early 2000s. They are pixel art. I'm not diminishing it because it can take a lot of time and a lot of people make amazing things with pixel art. But compared to 3D, you cannot deny it's a tiny bit easier. So RPG Maker, there are RPG Maker games with... RPG Maker is not expensive and it's not difficult to use. It's the story, it's how you present it. And sometimes those games are made super cheaply, don't even have voiceover. Very minimal options. So really, really burn it down to the basics. Have a solid foundation and grow from there. Or learn from there. I mean, there is pixel art that is beautiful and very detailed, but we are talking RPG Maker level pixel art that it's not extremely complicated. And this is my take. Jesus. I mean, this ends up being pretty much the same all over. Sorry, I think I'm rambling too much. I don't know if you guys are having fun. Same here. If we go with the same idea that this is not a website anymore, that it's a full screen thing, then we have tools, have the back button. Oops, this is very rudimentary, don't mind me. Blah 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 blah, tools. And you have an actual tab. Fucking 15 tools, dude. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's a fucking shit ton of tools, dude. I think that should be a lot less. A lot less. Don't mind, it's an important subject for you. Yeah. I mean, it's my job, so maybe I should not be talking about this out of work hours. So, bait. And if you see this page here reminds us of this page here. So what I've talked many times, to keep a consistent branding, a consistent design, we call it design system actually, so you can reuse assets in between pages, so you don't have to make more and more UI or more and more banners or designs or images or whatever you need to do, you know. Bait. You have the bait photo here again, as we saw before with the aliens. It's exactly the same. And then you have, you want to scan description if you want. It's the whole blurb here. It doesn't have to be extremely long. Because if it's too long, people don't read it. Something fast and easy. So, and you don't have to loop everything around. You can see whatever it is pretty fast. When you get 1 or 2 pages done, then it becomes very rational, very easy to see what the system is gonna progress to be like in the whole game. Same with this page. I'm talking out of my know what the devs are thinking about, you know. The go there should be more important, because visually, if you see this page, the first thing that calls your attention or your eye focus on is 1, the map photo, and 2, these huge ass arrows, because visually they are so black, the contrast is so high, that eye goes to. You don't go to read this, you don't go to these small ass buttons. So for this page, we need to think what's the really important. That's what you have to ask yourself, whatever you are designing, what is the most important part. And in here is the go there, but button. Also this one here, oh Jesus Christ, this here in this first map, no problems. Okay, a tiny bit of a problem. It's kind of the contrast, you can't read it, but if we put another image here, maybe this is unreadable, you know. That's another thing you need to think about. It's not only one single image. There are going to be different images in here, and training area is very important, in my opinion. Go there is important. Middle standing out, bigger colorful to go there. I think we can have similar that we had here with the points and the level. We can have points and level, so we can continue this, you know. We have the same idea and the user already saw it before, and remembers where those buttons are, and their eyes go there. Then we have training. So let's do map 1. Again, we're gonna go with the tabs again because it's probably the easiest way to understand it. Let's say that it has 4 maps. Map 2, map 3, map 4, let's map 5. 5 maps. And maybe 3, 4, and 5 are locked. Maybe you can add a lock icon in here, you know? Everyone knows what a lock is and what a lock represents. So training map, again, same as before. We continue with the same design. Consistency is actually the thing. So, maybe the unlock is here. But you have to think, do we really need the unlock button in this page? Because it's already unlocked. Maybe we don't need it. You know? We have the description, very short, very to whatever this is, and then the button. Select. Instead of go there, because go there is 2 words. Select is faster. And this is for a map that we already have. But what if we have a map? But what if it's a map that we do not have? Now you would think, but we need the unlock button. You will think that, huh? You would think that. But what we can do? Oops. What we can do that makes sense now. We have the points and we have the level, and we have, for example, map 3. What we are gonna have is a blocking screen like you would see on a website or on a software, something like this. And you go unlock map 3. To unlock this map, you need this and that, like points, 14 points and level 3, and then unlock, you know? So this way you can completely omit the unlock button because we don't need it now. And this unlock button will only be accessible if you do not have the level or whatever. This will be grayed out. You are not unable to click it. But if you are at level, you have 14 points and you are at level 3, then you can unlock it, you know? And this is a reusable, quote unquote, pop-up. Hey, thank you, Sid. You know? Makes sense. I think it makes more sense than actually having a button that you can overlook. And this, you have it on your face and it's like, oh, so for the map 3 I need 14 points and be investigator level 3, you know? And it's something that you can check. And it's still, oh, I cannot see the full description, I cannot see the full image because maybe the image of the map is blurred out and I don't know. And you know, it's more like, ah, now I want to go, I want to see, what is it, you know? There is a tiny bit more of mystery on what the map is. No, if it makes sense. And then this end up being more of the same with the steps. I think the text can be cut down. I think it's too long, and this was like a bizarre. Come on, need to make you smaller. This was very weird that suddenly we get this tutorial in here. It does, you are great explaining stuff. I don't think I am. Usually I have more time to prepare when I talk about this kind of stuff. I have time to prepare. It's not here out of the blue. Just because I went completely insane. Like, I want to design this! So this would be... So we are playing this outrageous, off, garbage, away. We don't need it. Maybe you are playing... Let me grab another pen. Maybe, see, this is the... Let me do it on top of the image, actually. See, it can be like this. And this is the... It's painted like this. Anyways, it turns. So you are here and you are playing. You are chilling. Bye, Plague. Have a good day. Bye bye. Sorry, I was talking out of my ass. 99% of the stream. So you are playing and you want something that's not disruptive to playing. Like, let's say, like a pop-up that comes here. Some people are used to the what's called Xbox trophy pop-ups. You can maybe have one that comes from the top and appears here with the text. You can also, oops. Another thing that you could do that some games do is have like a something like a text box that comes here and then you have the text, you know, so you're still looking at the front but you can move your eyes left and right without having to move your whole head. That could be also another way. A smack in the middle I would not 100% recommend, because it's gonna make the player stop, like, oh shit. And if they are in the middle of an action or in the middle of, I don't know, a chase or something, and a tip comes up or anything like that, it's gonna be very jarring for them as they are playing. So I would say not to have it here as it usually was, but something more like closer to the center of the screen, and not here, but you know, this area here, so they don't have to move their head. So not in the corners, because when I started the game, I got some tips in here and they are fast and you cannot read them. So either center or make them longer, top, you know, that kind of a thing. That would be a very quick, not thinking, couldn't read for shit for the game either. I mean, and also a thing you have to think about is our colorblind and visually impaired friends. And I mean, the warning for photosensitivity was very good at the beginning. You need to have that, but it only appears once. So I would, me personally, because that's a thing that I care about when I work, is that I will ask to put a photosensitivity option in the options, like the same that you can turn off head bobbing or motion blur. I think you should be able to turn off lights flickering very rapidly for people who are have photosensitivity issues. Because maybe they enjoy UFOs, maybe they like aliens, maybe they want to play, but if they get this warning, they will be like, oh shit, I wasted, I don't know, $10, $15, whatever the game costs, and I cannot play because now I'm scared that I will get a photosensitivity attack, you know? And what you want to do is give your users or your players the smoothest way to be able to play your game, to have an enjoyable time with your game, you know? Good thing is that if you buy the game on Steam, if you play less than 2 hours, they are gonna give you a refund. And if you have photosensitivity and you get that message at the beginning, obviously you're gonna ask for a refund. I'm gonna guess it's not like people like me who are lactose intolerant and then we're like, oh fuck, whatever, I'm gonna eat a cheesecake and then I'm gonna die of tummy ache. But if you have photosensitivity, it's an actual real painful medical issue that can get you to the hospital and actually have severe health effects on you. You can exit the server with that, you know? But what if the users are masochistic? I mean, masochists do not like to perish. That's a completely different area of BDSM, my good friend. You know what I mean? I don't think anyone with photosensitivity plays, you know, jokes with it. I think masochists will already like the game. I think masochists will like Hellraiser for that, you know? So yeah, I guess these are my 5 cents that took me, what, 2 hours and a half to give. Still very grateful for the devs, for K148 Game Studio and Jandusoft for giving me the key of the game. I'm sorry, the only thing I did was talking about the UX and the UI. I really appreciate that you shared the game with me. I hope if the devs ever see this stream, I hope I gave some good pointers. I hope I didn't sound rude or angry or mean. It was not my intention. I really want to help you as someone who works in a actual big game company. I hope it helps. I'm just trying to help. If you have questions, I have an email. I'm happy to help. I can give feedback on stuff. You don't have to worry about paying me. I'm happy to help people with their passions and stuff. Don't you worry about that. And I believe, I might be wrong, que sois de España, ¿vale? Que sois de Madrid, que me enviéis un email, me podéis hablar en español, os voy a responder en español, que somos colegis. No os preocupéis, enviadme un email, ¿ok? Y os ayudo, que no me importa. No me tenéis que pagar ni nada. Pero venga. Que muy bien, que el juego muy bien, muy bonito. Solo cositas que yo veo como porque este es mi trabajo, pero yo porque soy tonta. Tampoco me tenéis que hacer caso si no queréis. O sea, es vuestro juego. Yo os doy mi opinión como profesional y ya cada uno que elija lo que quiera. Pero bueno, que no lo digo con mala hazaña, ni con mala hostia, ni nada. Que lo hago para ayudar. Pues ojalá no os lo toméis mal, porfi, please. I want to try using our RGB Maker for making small detective puzzle games, so it's always so nice to see how experienced industry people think. I mean, starting with our RPG Maker, it's a really nice way to start. Sí, gracias. I don't know what you said. I basically said the same in Spanish. But yeah, that would be... Hi, director. Hi, Jay. That would be my 5 cents that no one cares about. But yeah, I just hope I can help, you know? I think it would be very fun if I can give feedback to actual, you know, game devs. They send me screenshots of their games or whatever. It was very insightful. We care. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I would really like to help indie devs, indie developers with their games. I think it's really fun. I think it's very fun helping them make the game that they want to make. Me and my graphically dumbass actually learn a lot. I'm glad. But yeah, I think it would be very, very fun to give actual feedback to people who are making games. Or at least indie people, so they can, you know. I don't want to say learn because maybe they already know, but see a different perspective from someone who works in the industry. I think that would be fun and helpful. I hope it's helpful. Why are you threatening me, Jay? No, Jay, no. Okay. If you want to take a screenshot, I'm leaving this here because I'm gonna close it without saving. Oops, sorry. I'm giving time to the devs if they want to take a screenshot. I mean, they can rewind the stream. This is very basic. You can expand from here. I started with the idea of the tabs, then you can do whatever else, you know. This is my idea with the tabs, but for less clicks. But then to each their own. So yeah, that would be it. That would be my feedback. Instead of playing the game, I gave a shit-ass long feedback. Oh my god. That's why I don't get game keys, because they are like, this bitch doesn't shut the fuck up. Oh no, my things fell off. Ugh. I have a box here for some damn reason. You didn't even see an actual alien. That is true. I didn't even see an actual alien, huh? We saw a cardboard alien. I just got an email from an indie dev, actually. I released a game. Ooh. Surprising that they called Rich like that. Oh, that's cute. Oh. Sorry, sir. I'm not gonna play your game. It has AI. The developers describe how their game uses AI-generated content, like some assets of the game, including illustrations, music, and certain code elements, were created or assisted using artificial intelligence tools, then manually edited and integrated. I'm sorry, but not the type of game that I wanna play. Please don't take my job. I wanna keep my job. Real. What I can't say. I wanna keep paying my bills. I'm just a girl. Using AI for everything doesn't spark joy. And I can tell. I think a lot of people can tell that something is made with AI. At this point, I think at this point in how long have we been in this AI bubble? Like a year, almost 2? And you can already sniff the AI. At least I see something and I'm like, that looks like the AI. And in 99% of the time ends up being AI. I want to keep seeing people make art. AI just leads people astray. I think because anything that has to do with creativity takes a lot of time. Art takes time, designing takes time, coding, learning to code takes time. Ooh, Gunet Worshipper, welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow. Hope you enjoy the emotes. I made them myself. I should be used for tasks related to sifting through massive piles of data, not art of creative tasks. Hi, Setano, welcome in. I think I saw Carbon talk about that. And as you guys know, Carbon is another streamer here. He used to work at NASA, I believe. He's an astroscientist and all of that. And he said that AI, at least in his field and in medical field, AI works. And it's more advanced than the generative image, music, AI that we, the pleb, have seen. Because it's actually used on stuff that the human maybe miss. It's math. It's looking for patterns that maybe our brain cannot piece together fast enough. And it's like a aiding tool to these scientists. In that case, if we are talking about that AI, I'm like, okay, good. That's for the good of the people. But if we are talking about generative AI, that's a completely different type of AI. Yeah, machines doing math makes sense. I mean, there are some maths that our brain cannot comprehend. I mean, I know mine cannot. It actually does its job. It's the specific job. It's a tool that does something that people can't. Generative AI is just a blender machine. Exactly, that's a beautiful way to put it. What moment? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Sorry, this turned out to be a talking stream instead of an actually playing stream. I can claim that the chat is my own. Welcome in, said yes, the chat is yours now. There are some negative effects, like the medical field that use AI can help identify conditions, but it degrades the human skill to identify conditions. That's an actual good take, Setano. I wonder at what grade level would be an actual companion that, you know, you do not lose your skills to identify conditions. And also think that it's not 100% correct all of the time. You know, I think it needs the revision of an actual human, you know. I think it should work in tandem for the scientific field. Because even if you train these models to be helpful, you know, they can go astray. Yeah, that is why in Europe, machine can be a doctor by letter of law. Oh, I hope so. I don't want to be operated by a machine. I want an actual human, please. Even if the human kills me, you know. I don't know. We are getting too philosophical at 11:24 p.m., huh? There is a lot of ethics to be talked about surrounding AI, you know? It's a lot of ethics. Ow. Bedtime? Yeah, in a bit. I have to have dinner. We know how to oversee human beings. Only very few of us know how to oversee AI, especially what's been fed to it. Yeah. And I assume the ones that are for more technical stuff like medical numbers and all of that are very strictly trained, you know, by actual people who know those things, not by crazy people grabbing DeviantArt, ArtStation, Pixie artists' illustrations and feeding them to the AI, you know? I think it's... one is more regulated and the other seems like the wild, wild west, you know? Very lawless. A little evening yap is good. Yeah, sometimes an evening yap is good too. But what I'm gonna have for dinner, to be honest. I don't want spicy ramen today. I had it yesterday for lunch. Ooh, today I had 6 hash browns. If anyone wanted to know. My heart cries, no. They are frozen hash browns and I toast them in the toaster, so they are not fried, so it's healthier. It's potatoes. I actually didn't eat proper dinner at all, just instant ramen and sandwich and candy. Oh no, I add vegetables to my instant ramen. I had vegetables and I add obviously meat, like some kind of protein, and an egg. I like eggs. Hi, Sai! Welcome in! Otsukare-sama desu. How you doing? I had a big cheat day since I made January a no sugar month. Ooh! How was that? Did you notice any difference with not having sugar for the whole of January? Good, I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. I had a tiny bit of a headache, but it's maybe because I didn't have actual water in a while. Let me go get water. I have water now. Brocho's been drinking tea. Yes, today I drank 2 liters of oolong cha. Oolong tea. I love oolong tea. It's very good. I replace actual sugar with fruit and dried fruits so it balances out well. Oh. I also started drinking coffee. After a 2 months break around the same time, so I could replace one kick with another. That strategy went well. That's a good planning. It's case by case. Some people, despite being doctors, might rely on it heavily, and there are also those who use it effectively. Yeah, I think it's depending on people. Oolong tea, I want to try Japanese stuff. Like what Japanese stuff? Like green tea and matcha? I tend to buy Shanwai Shanlong, and it's nice, but I drink it hot. I drink it cold. I don't particularly like oolong tea hot. Same with green tea. I don't like green tea hot. I like it cold. The bottle oolong. Yes, I got it bottle. I got the cheaper one at the the supermarket. I don't even when it comes from though. I get my tamos and then black teas. I also really like black teas. Oh my god, Citano, what happened? I also got green tea with peach. I have to try that one. Sometimes I see new flavors and I have to try them. Sorry, I'm taking too much. I feel sometimes I jump from one topic to another. Way too fast, woman. Top 10 ADHD moments. Do you think though? I was on a big dry fruits binge in January and that made me think dried apricots would go really well. Ooh, that's a very good idea. But I think I don't really like sweet tea per se. So I do not add anything to my black tea. I didn't even add lemon. Just take it straight. I was about to say I take it raw, but it's called straight in Japan. Straight milk or lemon, and I take it straight. Raw dog in black tea. Oh my god, Alex is judging me. Oh no, I'm being judged. Easy. Product the tea. I like sweet milk tea as a kid. But over time I came to black tea on its own. There is this, I don't remember where they are from, but there is this tea shop in Europe that they have such good black tea. So good, but it's so expensive. I only bought it once, but it was so good. Like, you actually feel the quality of it. And then you go back to buying the supermarket black tea and you're like, it's not the same. I've been drinking spill tea a lot more lately. Spill tea? What tea is that? I eat butter raw? You eat chunks of butter, Alex? Why? I've seen people put butter in their coffee. I didn't know that was a thing. I heard Tyler of Horror tea or Yorkshire tea, which is quite strong. I'm like, ooh. Not chunks. I could eat it into slice. It's okay, miss. We still love when you don't get... What? What joke? Where? Because your superb reading comprehend... You are gonna make me use... I haven't used this in a while. I'm angry now. What do you mean? Nutella in warm milk? Yes, Nutella is always good. Delicious. With a warm toast. And it melts a tiny bit. A piece of heaven. Spill the tea. Haruna likes the gossip. Aren't you a little gossip girl? In Finland, there is a local specialty called cheese coffee. It's made in Lapland with a few cubes of... I'm not gonna try to say that because I'm gonna say it wrong. A big squeaky cheese that's normally very neutral, but in hot coffee gains buttery creamy flavor. Ooh. That sounds very good. Too bad I cannot have cheese. Lapland, La Hoshiro Laplace, my wife, my wife. I haven't seen my wife in a while. Where is my wife? Reindeer half milk? So the folk of the far north started using cheese in their campfire coffee? Ooh. I mean, necessity, you know? I miss her too. I miss her more. But she's busy with her fake dead fiance. That story is wild. It's wild. That's a crazy statement. Oh, so let me explain it to you, Alex. So, Lappy, she wants to be single, you know? She has things to do. She's focused on her career right now, okay? So, apparently, this guy was pursuing her. And she was like, no, I'm not interested. You know, being clear that she's not looking for anything. Like, no relationships, no, you know, all of that. And this guy wouldn't take a no as an answer, you know? So what did she do? The guy is so chopped and delulu that he... No. The thing is, like, it doesn't matter if you are chopped and delulu. That's a different thing. It's like, if someone says no, it means no, and that's it. So she went and said, no, I cannot be in a relationship right now because not too long ago my fiance died and I'm not in the headspace to be in a relationship again. And this dude was like, nice. And he's even trying even harder now, because now she's like a poor girl with a dead fiance, and she's like, holy shit, leave me alone. Imagine being a guy that is the Lulu and possibly performative. Oh no, not a performative male. The dude really thought she can experience true love again with me. And she's like, why is he not understanding that I do not want to? I think adding a dose of actually I killed my fiance, do you want to be next, is deserved here. I don't know. People will... I think that's a tiny bit too extreme though. So now she's in an unexpectedly difficult lie and has to pull up season 2 of the Chinese drama. Yeah. Having to report that to HR, you know, can put her in, you know, awkward socially. No, HR in Japan cares. If you're... She's not in Japan though. But in Japan, if you actually wear sekuhara, they take it seriously. They do. Well, YouTube, if you wanna continue with our chat, we are on Twitch. Bye bye. Bye YouTube. Bye. Sorry, I stopped playing and you guys couldn't care less of my bullshit. You only want to see me play, but we are on Twitch if you want to come and we continue there. Bye everyone. Bye YouTube.